Alright then, so one more game from 2013 I just want to show you guys is Back Up. Here's the readme for it. So, a roguelike written in 7 days. Plot. After years of dedicated service, you have tired of doing the bidding of your workaholic dungeon boss. You have no more promotion prospects until he dies, but you yearn for a simple life. The simple life of a peasant, in the lands above in fact. So it is time to bow out and try and get out of here alive. It should be easy. You are a mighty level 35 thing. But there are 2 problems to overcome. You can't remember the stairways being so narrow when you first came down. The humans will never trust such a splendidly dressed fellow living as a peasant in their midst. The only thing for it is to ditch the epic gear. So level down along the way and see if you can make it back up. Alright, so basically you use WASD or arrow keys to move around, space to pick up or go downstairs, mouse over gear and left to see its stats, stuff like that, blah blah, how to win. Basically get all the way to level 1 and out. So the idea of this game is that it's basically all about ascending the dungeon, so to speak. And it's basically one of these games where I want to basically explore it because it basically has that de-leveling sort of prospect to it. And I thought that'd be interesting to show off. So yeah, I'll go up to the backup jar here, and nice big screen here. But whatever, let's just go like this. Nose capture. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Let's just adjust this a little bit. It's always fun adjusting stuff in OBS here. Almost got it, and there we go. Now, this is actually a pretty big window, so that's nice for once. We'll go new game here. Alright, so dungeon level 35. The player, effective level is 35. I have 2,284 hit points. My mana points is 408. We got our critical value, dodge, armor, and all this other stuff. There's our inventory over here, I guess. So we got the helmet of FL. We got the sword of Andre. Helmet of Maffei. And helmet of Firemar. Let's see here. So the numlock keys don't seem to do anything for me, so it's yeah, I see here arrow keys or WSD basically move around, so that's basically it. Is there a wait button? There doesn't seem to be a wait button, so I moved into a wall basically there to do that, but whatever. Alright, so yeah. Player hits Explorer for a lot of damage. Explorer hits player for a little bit of damage. Smack, he's dead. Your gear is too good. You batter your opponent's loot into a pulp along with his head. Here's a sword. So here's a sword of Ansrif. So I got a couple wizards over here now. These guys are a little bit tougher. Now, nobody says our gear is basically too good. The idea of this dungeon is that we want to basically de-level, so to speak. So we have to find gear that's basically worse than we currently have. There's a warrior. Now, I do have a question of how do I basically what can I say about this? Is there any other keys basically here? So that's what I'm wondering about. So we basically have left click to equip or use an item, right click to destroy an item. So here's something about these, like, it's like, read me here. It's not really telling me how I can basically like sort of rest, and that's like kind of an issue because my health is basically running out, and I'll actually just like move us over to like the thing right here, the read me. So alright, it's not going to do that, so let's just go right here then. But yeah, the read me basically here, it's not giving me like any sort of information that you can do anything besides like WASD or like use the mouse to do stuff. So how do you like do rest? How do you like do you like get your HP back? I know that I can't go up the stairs like right away, so that's a thing as well. Like, this is a cool game, but it feels like they didn't really like do everything they could have. What's this do? So if I eat this, oh, that healed me for a little bit. So food basically heals us, I guess. Let's get that food. We'll get this food. This stuff basically, like, probably used to basically heal us, so. Alright. Now, honestly, I'm not going to basically spend too much time basically on this game, because, like, going up 3 to 5 levels would be, like, forever and ever, so to speak, to do, but, I'll basically try to, like, go up at least 5, like, or 6, like, stairs if I can find them. So part of the reason I wasn't like highlighting this game, because even though I like the idea of like de-leveling and stuff like that, um, it's just the fact that this game, like, well, here's the thing. It seems like it's like it's lacking. Okay, kill that dwarf. And look at these, like, these things here. Can probably just destroy these, like, these swords, because whatever. And yeah, I can see like what I got equipped down here, by the way. So we all have like a little verified gear over here. Apparently, I got a dagger. That means to basically hit stuff. Could put this on if I want to. I think we're probably gonna have to basically go down before we basically find like weaker gears, a thing, right? So here goes to explore. Let's just heal up here a little bit. Get this egg, heal up a little bit more. And yeah, it seems like all the equipment basically on this level is like, all like the max level, so whatever. More grapes. I'm basically back where I started for the most part, so ready for that, I guess. And yeah, I looked at like it's been so long we basically can't remember where like the how to basically get out of here, right? So I have to say the level duration is kind of interesting. Very maze-like, which is, I guess, good for a dungeon. There we go. And now we got ourselves a little Fairy 4 item here, so here's where we're basically trying to find, like, better gear. Or, like, not better gear, but, weaker gear. Let's just eat this, and we'll eat that. Now, I'll note that the idea like this game is you probably want to see like find your way out as fast as possible more than anything else, so finding gear is like good and all, but I basically want to find like equipment more than anything else later on when it's like weaker. So I don't want to basically be on this level any longer than I basically need to, so to speak. And you can see like all the stuff is basically like it's good basically. The gear I'm basically picking up is all level 34, so. Probably this like game would have worked a lot better if they had like a lot like more of a simple design for like finding a way out. Because so far it's basically gonna be like a chore more than it's like fun basically doing stuff here. So got myself a chest item there. And you can basically see like pretty much why I didn't spotlight this dungeon. It's kind of basic. You don't do anything else besides just run around like smacking into enemies and like well, you haven't seen a point of the game yet because basically you're getting to show it off, so to speak. Let's get rid of that. I shouldn't be carrying around items that like do like the same thing, right? So let's get rid of this. Do this. Certainly no lack of food. I guess. Oh, there we go. We found a way out. A little bit more food here. So let's get rid of this stuff here, I guess. Why not? Let's just go up right away so we can basically try and get out of here as fast as possible. There's a nice hat. Now I can basically destroy this gear by probably like just right clicking on it if I need to, but also if I take too much damage, like getting out of here, that'll be an issue. So now I do wonder, are the enemies gonna basically get easier as like uh, get like to higher levels of this dungeon? Like I imagine, like if this is done correctly, then like enemies should get like easier as we go along, not like harder. But well, the enemies that basically exist will be harder, but that will be par for the course. The same enemies, like the Gorgon will still be a Gorgon. It'll just be tougher to fight because using weaker gear. These guys. It seems like the enemies do move around, by the way, so they won't always be like in the same sort of area. There's a health potion that could be useful. There's a helmet that's level 31, so that's better than level 34. I'm not sure, but I think they might be dropping more gear now. Maybe. $15. I've almost made 5 levels like down, I guess. There's a hat, level 31 hat, so we can get rid of this now. I'm finding lots of leggings, I guess, and hats and stuff, and that's good, but now I could use some more weapons. Let's go out this hallway over here. There could always be a staircase as a thing, right? In like, you know, a very odd place in this sort of setup, so you have to basically search like every nook and cranny sometimes. And that's one of the advantages of having like, you know, having like stairs in rooms sometimes, or in like hallways. If you make it like too, like, you know, difficult to find the stairs, and like, you know, it makes it so that players basically search everywhere, so to speak. So a few. There's a carrot. Let's eat that carrot. That fruit. Let's get rid of that one. Some shoes again, so we get rid of those shoes. I've yet to find any gloves, by the way, at all in this game, so that's kind of interesting. Makes me wonder if gloves exist or not. Ah, there's a sword. So we got a little fairy sword there finally. Get rid of these. This egg. Get that health potion. Alright, holding down the key doesn't let me, like, you know, run in, like, you know, a direction, so you have to really, like, you know, tap out everywhere. Like, this is a basic concept for an idea of a game and not really much else, so... This... of the paladin. I want to test out these health potions, so poop! Alright, so health potions are just like, you know, food for the most part. They don't, like, you know, heal you any more than, like, the food does, so... Whatever. I thought they might, but no, there's, like, you know... No, there's, like, everything else to stuff, so whatever. There's our helmet. Little free helmet. Let's get rid of this. Let's try this now, so... Um... It said I'm supposed to, like, not be able to transverse, like, upstairs if I've got, like, gear like too high, so. Downgrade as fast as you can. You can't go upstairs if your effective gear level is 5 levels higher than the current floor level. Well, it's five like, levels higher, right? So maybe that's not working as intended. Kill these guys here. There's a little 29 armor. But my effective level, I guess, is probably based on my gear, I guess, so. But yeah, this is basically the game. Back up. Remove this one. And this is my inventory, not my like equip items down here, so. Alright, so there we go. Get your effective armor level down to 33 to go upwards. Alright, so basically I start equipping stuff, it's like, weaker. Yeah, you see my effective level is going down here a little bit. So now my effective level is like 30, as opposed to being like, what it was before. And it probably makes sense to, like, equip, like, stuff at, like, stages as opposed to, like, just dropping your level rapid like that, but whatever. Let's get some food. There we go. Now we're, like, still going up. I'm not sure it's weakening my HP, but it's basically weakening my MP value here. I guess there's probably supposed to be spells in this game, but, probably the author didn't have time to do it, so. Something I'm wondering here, is it possible I could collect gear? Like low, like, higher level gear, bring it down to like, lower level, equip it, and then like, be able to clear like levels that way with like higher level gear? Probably wouldn't be too effective because like, you wouldn't be able to go down like, levels and stuff like that, until like you de-equip it, but whatever. Interesting, this is, like, it's the same level. I thought from it was a higher level, but whatever. Nothing to it really. Need some stuff here. Axe of Samai. So let's equip that. So yeah, like all my values are definitely getting weaker as we go along here. And I think we're taking like more hits as like, we lower our gear too, because like, things can basically pierce our gear a lot easier. There's our helmet. And, why not? Let's just go try and get to level 25. We'll go like 10 levels if we can. Put this on. It'd be really nice if I found some gloves, but you know, this entire game, I've yet to find any gloves at all. Put these boots basically on. Eat those grapes. Yeah, I mean, you know, reading like, you know, if these are good or bad for me, these equipments, I just like, you know, equip them because why not? Probably not the ideal way of basically doing it, but whatever. Now, I'm not sure, but I think we're actually healing less as we like, you know, de-level ourselves. Which makes sense, by the way, so the weaker you get, the, like, you know, um, the weaker you get, basically, the, you know, the less you basically heal. This on, because why not? Sometimes my HP goes up, sometimes my HP goes down. And yeah, it is a very much a chore, basically, just like, you know, running around, basically trying to find a staircase in this, you know, the 70-year-old, just because of the level design. Put that axe on. Guys, it's a chore just getting to the next level here. Maybe it's over here? Nope. Yeah, so we're literally going every nook and cranny to basically try and find a staircase. That's what this, like, sort of, like, you know, hallway step with, like, the, stairs basically, like, getting in like, the end of the hallways like this basically does. And yeah, so we'll basically try and find that, like, you know, last staircase, and we'll say that'll be it for his game. Note that my, like, level's, like, really high just because of the simple fact I have these gloves basically on, and there we go. That'll help. Boom! Drops my level by 2 right there. And this part is gonna start, like, you know, just holding on to stuff. Just so, like, you know, we're a little stronger in, like, the enemies as we fight them. Nope. There we go. Alright, well, there we go. That's basically what backup is. I want like 10 levels basically there, and you can basically like see like the sort of like idea that they're like the offer is basically going for. Basically like take gear, you weaken yourself, and like you climb upstairs basically like until you basically win. Here's the thing. This is a cool idea, basically like having sort of like de-leveling characters in like roguelikes, but you can't like just have like that be like the one thing you have to have. You have to like add in more stuff basically make it interesting as well. Like here's the thing, Tourette's Quest, which you basically did a little bit like earlier on, that was interesting because as you basically progress like onward, you have like different like ticks and stuff you have to sort of worry about. They have to like, sort of like play around. This though is just like you just have to like put on like weaker gears. It's basically just like it's just like getting stronger in like a normal roguelike situation, except now you're just getting weaker. But whatever, that's basically back up. I don't think I'll be doing too many more like 70RLs that like I won't be spotlighting, but there's a couple more I just want to like run over because I basically written up a couple like spotlights for games that like I'm now thinking about like where I want to spotlight or not, so I always want to cover them. But we're getting to like the end of it, and soon I'll be like showing off games I actually am going to be spotlighting, so stay tuned for that. For now though, hope you guys basically enjoyed. Take care.